Introducing from HelmGuard, co-founder and CEO, John Daley.
Hey everyone, good afternoon. It's great to be here. I'm John. I worked at Palantir for 8 years, ate a lot of breakfast and lunch in this room, so it's great to be back in a bit of a different role. I'm going to be talking to you about HelmGuard today. We are the first cybersecurity superintelligence platform. And what we mean by that is we really want to bring context to a lot of cyber workflows where we see it lacking today and drive that into better, more secure operational decision making. So the workflow we're going to walk through today is one of our modules focused around third-party risk management, but it's one of several things we offer that, again, try to get to that idea of going beyond sort of checkbox compliance or security and making more secure decisions. So given where we're meeting today, I've actually decided to base this demo around Palantir itself. But this is all based on publicly available data. There's no proprietary or confidential information here. Obviously, in production, this would be significantly enriched with internal information and supplier information. But I think you'll see that even just based on the public information that our agent infrastructure searched through, we can generate some pretty interesting insights in just a few minutes. So we're going to start here in a moment with autonomous vendor discovery and onboarding. And we're going to try to build back to what you see on this graph here in a bit of a cleaner version at the end. So typically when you're thinking about your supply chain and security, and for example, we're talking to one industrial firm right now that has 20,000 plus suppliers in their network that they're trying to identify and assess. It's very manual. And to improve that, what we do is we ingest data from multiple sources, including through the drag and drop interface that you see here, and a robust set of integrations with things like contract management systems, procurement systems, and even SSO logs to identify shadow IT. And basically, after that initial search and identification phase, we do automated onboarding, where we can identify a set of vendors with firm details beginning to be captured. That we can then work on, and this can be automatically triggered or manual based on what you like. So let's drill down into one as an example, Workday, to see what then the automated risk assessment looks like. So for each vendor, we build up a comprehensive knowledge base of things like contract documents, security schedules, things from their trust center and vendor questionnaires to begin to reason across. But we don't just want to collect that data, we actually want to analyze it, of course. So this is where we bring to bear the AI to evaluate that vendor across any set of frameworks, SOC 2, ISO, a custom framework that your company has defined. And then the confidence score gives the team an indication of where human review might be valuable. So, and then control by control, we get a full, transparent reasoning for the evaluation of that control with citations to the knowledge base, so it's fully transparent and granular. I think this goes far beyond sort of questionnaire-based assessments today. And then this feature is actually around contract performance management, where we can build up automatically contractual obligations, security obligations from the documentation, and then assess them based on available evidence. So this assists teams like security, legal, procurement, data protection, and so on, in actually managing it, your vendors on an ongoing basis. We also assess criticality using firm-specific frameworks. So how critical is this supplier to your company based on very contextual information about what they do for you. So the upshot at this point is that we can conduct very granular assessments of suppliers for a fraction of the time and cost, and again, on the order of tens of thousands in a few days or weeks versus what could previously be done manually. But beyond these point-in-time onboarding and assessments, we can schedule actions to do periodic reviews or event-driven analysis. So when information changes in your supplier landscape from either external information, threat intel feeds, things like that, you can update, or the system will update and guide your responses. And then the next step takes us even deeper by looking at nth-party discovery and supply chain vulnerability analysis. So most enterprises sort of struggle to know their fourth and fifth parties, the suppliers of their suppliers, even though this is a growing risk a vector in many ways. So our automation will discover these and then represent them on the graph, which you'll see in a moment, allowing you to sort of traverse and look at those interconnected dependencies. So as an example here, if we click on the edge between Workday and Amazon, we can see the relationship. And given that that's a shared supplier, you can begin to sort of simulate and game out, well, what happens to that service if their supplier experiences some event. And so with this type of analytical workflow, you begin to drive these results much more into your enterprise risk management workflows and your operational resilience, and sort of use this information in a much deeper and more effective way. And what you're seeing here is an example of an event, a simulation where a downstream supplier experiences an outage and how that flows through your supplier network. Finally, in terms of reporting and compliance, which we'll see in a moment here, we can configure the reporting either within the platform, but the information can flow out in whatever way makes sense for your organization. So through APIs, through email summaries, executive dashboards, compliance reports, or otherwise. Our goal is to have your existing workflows remain intact, but with much, much better data being sourced from the system. So we're going to pull that all together. Our view with this module is that it really goes beyond what a lot of current solutions on the market offer and allows you to bring the analytical power of the platform into your operational decisions. And I think that was one of the main lessons I took from my time at Palantir, that decisions drive your business, and if you're not able to use this to make better, more secure decisions, then it's probably not that valuable. So I think that's a good example of our ambition. Thanks very much.